because then it'll go sideways real quick.
No.
Mr. Wakefield, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to a year, up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine due to the amount. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail credit for the
4 days?
4 days credit that you've already done. Understand that this charge will go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? Not only, do you have a job? What do you do in life? Dude, it's not funny. You're using all kinds of dope. You've got no job. What the hell are you going to be doing in 30 years from today, man? You know, you're going to end up on the street, jobless, prospectless, ain't got no money. Where are you going in life, man? It's not a good way to be in life. I know that you like to have fun. I know that you like to party, but you got to think about your future, because if not, and your mom and dad are not going to be here forever. Your auntie, your uncle, they're not going to be here forever. And if you don't have them in your life and you got no job, you got no money, you're on the street begging, either that or you're going to be slinging. You get caught up in that. You're either dead or with a 40-year sentence. How old are you? Have you ever had a full-time job?
Yes.
Doing what?
At Chevron in Lake Charles. I was a pipe fitter.
You were a pipe fitter. For real? So why stop? And?
See the workers come.
So it's easier to just get workers' comp and do nothing, I guess, right?
No, I just never went back, like reapply after.
Okay. You have to do something in your life, Mr. Wakefield, because if you don't, you're going to end up in jail with a lengthy sentence or on the street. That's not a good way. You work hard now, so you set yourself up for the future so you can have vacations. You can buy nice cars the legitimate way. What you're doing now, it sucks. Just bottom line, it's not a good way to go through life, man.
Judge, while he's in custody, I can have a MAC social worker talk to him about options.
That'd be great. Dude, pipe fitting, if you get a trade like that, you can kill it, man. Making 20 to 30 bucks an hour. Holy you can buy a Benz, man. You can, with that kind of money, you can kill it. What you're doing now, it sucks. It sucks. And I don't even know how you're getting your money to do the dope. Anyways, you got to be getting it from somehow. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. The reason I'm telling you this, Mr. Wakefield, is because your demeanor and the way you act when you come in here, you think it's a joke. And what I'm trying to tell you is that your future should mean something. We have enough brown and black people in custody as it is. Your life is hard enough as it is, being a black and brown person in society. It doesn't get easier the older you get. It gets harder. You get fatter. You get uglier. You lose hair. The older you get, the more unemployable you get. So if you don't set yourself up now, you're going to be nothing in 20 years. Do something, Mr. Wakefield. Don't become a statistic. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. I will roll your court costs. One more thing. I'm done with catch and release. So if you continue to come back with criminal cases, what we're doing today, the plead on the spot, be done. It's not going to work. Do you understand? If you come back, it's not going to go well. Good luck, Mr. Wakefield.
And Judge, if I could just get you to make a note on the docket sheet that he pled on the same day I was appointed.
Yeah, I'll do it. Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Come over here.
Okay.
Please, on both.
Yes, sir.
You said Treadwell, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Page 15.
And just like that, it's over.
The judge accepts the plea and moves forward with sentencing. But notice the bigger picture. This wasn't just about marijuana possession. It turned into a warning about systemic cycles, personal responsibility, and future consequences. The real takeaway? Courtrooms don't just decide cases, they often reveal turning points in people's lives. So here's the final question. Do moments like this actually change someone, or do most people end up right back in the system?
You were on bond for DWI, and now you've picked up another DWI. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On October 23rd, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a major one-car vehicle accident in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with a witness who observed the motor vehicle had left the scene but was still blocking a moving lane of traffic and had struck a school zone signpost. The officer also observed the defendant's motor vehicle had crashed in the direction moving against the flow of traffic, and the witness identified the defendant as the driver. EMS saw the defendant in the driver's seat of the crashed vehicle with her feet sticking out and the engine still running. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unsteady balance on the defendant's person, along with a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and general disorientation and slow responses. When asked about the accident, the defendant stated she may have fallen asleep but did not remember the crash occurring. The defendant admitted to drinking and consuming Adderall, and she said that she was the sole occupant and operator of the motor vehicle. The officers recovered 2 open alcoholic beverage containers from the passenger side floorboard.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Your Honor. And 4 unopened containers. Standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 8 out of 8, and 1 leg stand 3 out of 4. A blood warrant was drafted and executed.
And Judge, on the first DWI, the lab results came back as 0.286.
0.026.
0.206, because there's a big difference. Is it 0.26?
Yes, 0.286. Yes, Judge. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is a very high blood test. Can you run an NCIC? I'd like to know what other kind of criminal history she has, number one. Number two, did we have her sign a no driving affidavit on the first one? Because if she did, I'm going to have a contempt hearing.
I don't see a no driving affidavit on the file, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, her driver's license wasn't eligible though on the second DWI.
Probably because of the first and the ALR. Mr. Treadwell, I want you to be perfectly clear about something. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the citizens of Harris County. Every single day, someone dies because of a DWI in Harris County. And I will do everything in my power to protect my city. And if that means putting you in custody because you repeatedly flaunt our bond conditions, so be it. Now, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm taking you in. And now, if you do get out, you will have a strict curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I'm forbidding you from going within a car at all. You will now be signing an affidavit. And if I find that you drive, and I don't care what your reason is, I don't care if Jesus comes down and tells you he needs to ride to church, you get into a car and drive, I will have a contempt hearing. Every time you get into a car, it's up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. On one ankle, you will get a GPS monitor. On your other ankle, you're going to get a scram device, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. As it stands now, I'm revoking your bonds and I'm putting them both at $25,000. Do you understand? She goes with you.
All right, sit down.
Hey, Hugh. Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. I liked it. It looks good. I have Javier Galindo on docket. And if you remember the last time you took him in custody and wanted me to check with his sister, and I had a lengthy conversation with his sister. Everything's good. He can go live with her. She's a teacher, and then she's also getting her master's to become a principal now. And she's pretty
That's great.
Yeah. So he's in custody. I was going to see if we can get him on a PR bond.
I don't know, man. I don't.
I think last time you indicated that you'd let him out. That's why you wanted me to contact his sister and see if he had a place to go.
She will take him.
Yes.
How do we get him to stop using?
She told me that he's not, she has keeps pretty good tabs on
She
him.
can hold him.
Well,
If he's, can you bring out Mr. Gallendo?
and he really has it. So he's like a different person now from that.
He's clean.
Yes. And so,
Don must admit.
yeah,
You know?
I don't think so. Yeah, that was probably no fun.
Bill,
Yes, sir.
talk to me while we're waiting.
Mayor Gonzalez, his mom, dad, and sister are all here in person today.
I'm happy to talk to him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, we were talking about the bond. I know the court will do a PR bond, but I was gonna ask for a reduction.
Are you mom and dad and everyone? Is that you? Okay, let me talk to this gentleman and then we'll talk to you. Good morning, Mr. Galindo. How are you? You look great. You sound good. You're coherent. You're not jittery like you were when you came here last time.
Oh, I know.
So Hugh wants me to let you out. Looks like you've got a place to stay with. Shh. Looks like you've got a place to stay with your sister. My only worry is that if we let you out, you're going to go back to doing right what you're doing, using. And I don't want that to happen. I know you're going to tell me no.
Oh, yes.
Right. You've told me that before, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. How do we get it to stop? Therein lies the rub. I don't want to keep you, but I know if I release you, you're going to go back to using and you're going to use grandma as the excuse.
That was just,
Perhaps it's another excuse. Perhaps it's
damn.
saw Bambi and you're upset at the movie. Did we have him T-Rast? What did it recommend?
It says here, followed by anger management and defeat readiness.
That's what needs to happen. I think that with what you're using, the frequency of what you're using, the best course of action is a treatment facility. Because we let you out, you're going to end up killing yourself. And believe it or not, I really like you. I want you to persevere and I want you to become the great person that you can be, Javier. I think that that's probably the wisest choice, to get him into a treatment facility. I know that you want to get him out.
Yes, I'm just
Done
wondering.
this before.
Yes, but we're still it's all pre-trial, so I don't know. I mean, is that something he can do pre-trial, or can he do outpatient, or
I can't pay for anything. The only way I can pay for everything is if he's in there. If I let him out, he doesn't have a job, doesn't have a, anything. He's going to be unable to pay for anything. So therein lies the excuse. Well, I can't get it done. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no job. And then it spirals into the same thing. I don't know, Hugh. I don't. I think that the best course of action is to get you into a treatment facility, Mr. Gaid.
I'll stay with my sister. I don't drink over there. I don't do nothing. I'm staying with my sister. She's a teacher. She don't let me drink. She don't let me do nothing.
She,
As if you're going to listen to her.
Yes, of course I listen to her. She's all I have. I listen to whatever she says. I babysit her son.
it seems,
With him before.
I wasn't with her. I wasn't staying with her.
Living.
Just being bad. I don't. And friends, whatever. With friends.
Street.
Yeah. But I'm with my sister now.
she seems like she has a pretty tight grip on him.
She
From
does.
speaking with her.
You could get her number.
Discovery's outstanding.
Your Honor, it looks like everything's uploaded and shared with the defense.
And we can set the case for trial. There's a felony that's attached to this, but I'm okay with setting it for a trial date.
Okay. I am too.
Okay.
That way, if it goes well for him, he's out. If it doesn't, I know what I'm going to do, which is what I think needs to happen regardless. Because if we let him loose on the street, he's just going to use. And we've done this game before. I've let him out before, and he goes right back to using.
He's only bond forfeited once in your court. And I know one time's too many, but I know that it's not like he's been a recurring issue. This is the only time that he's had an issue with this, with the drug testing.
Thank you. Let me think about that.
All right, Mr. Goodman, let's come on, back this way.
Okay, they speak English?
Yes.
Come up. They can all come up.
Yeah, all y'all.
They can all come up. The more the merrier. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I wish it were under better circumstances. And I'm sorry that you guys are having to come here and deal with this, but better now than 6 feet under in a pine box, right? We've had a lot of issues with him. And I think that, I don't know, I guess you realize and the spiel that I give to everybody is that you watch the news, which I hope you do, every day someone dies in Harris County from a DWI. Every single day. We in Harris County lead the
Hold all conversations.
We lead the nation in DWI fatalities because it happens so much. Is it because we have 4 million people here? I don't know. Is it because Harris County is 3 hours from one side to the other? I don't know. But that's what it is. And it's disgusting. And what scares me with him is he has 3 open DWIs in 3 different counties. That is extremely scary. And we're lucky that no one has been injured. A life has not been taken because it could have gone so much worse. The reason that it's taking as long as it is because he does not have, I'm presuming he doesn't have a lawyer in Nueces, right?
This time, that's correct, Your Honor.
If you guys are able to get a lawyer for him down there, hopefully that can speed up the process to get everything working. Because here in Harris County, we have so many cases. We have so many people in custody that we move it like crazy. We're very, very fast. We're a fast-moving criminal justice system here. Fort Bend is building their way up to being as big as we are. So they're a little bit slower. But in the other counties, in like Brazos and Nueces, Corsicana, and they do things a lot slower. So if you pick up a case, you may not go to court for 6 to 8 months. and then you start dealing with it. It looks like that's what's happening over there.
Did let the family know that even though they don't have a court date yet in the way it says getting a lawyer down there, they can talk to the DA and they can start working on the case and talking to myself and the Fort Bend lawyer, trying to get a global deal done prior to any court date even being scheduled. Because I mean, the case is open and pending. I mean, it's there. So that's where we are for now. But I think the bond in Harris County is the only thing keeping him from going home to his family. And so we're trying to figure out a way to see if the court would allow him to post maybe a lower amount for bond.
It scares me to let him out. It scares me to let him out. He's repeatedly shown us that he refuses to comply with bond conditions. If I let him out, what's going to happen? Is he going to pick up a fourth? Well, I know you're going to say no, but history tells us otherwise.
Sam, but I see where you're going with that. But my son is a 21-year-old kid. He's still a kid to me. And he messed up 3 times. Yes, he did. But he's ready to come out and do right with society and do the way he's supposed to. He's going to come out. He's going to live with me. He was out there living in Corpus because he turned into a welder. And I never agreed with that with him. I told him, I said, I don't like that for you. I'm a roofing contractor. He's going to be living under my home. And he's going to be staying with me. And I will be giving him a ride to wherever I need to take him to get his stuff straight. That's what I have, and that's what I want from him, and I know that's what he wants too. He's not a bad kid like that. He's not like what we're writing him off to be. And I see your position, and because you're telling me about all these fatalities and stuff, but that's not my son. Twice he was caught. He was parked. 150 times I tell you at AA that you're gonna have probably going to kill somebody. Of those 150 chances, he's got 2. He decided to stop and pull over and he didn't crash with anybody. Yes, he got caught 3 times, but he's ready to not ever drink again.
How many times has he not been caught?
He's young. He hadn't been drinking. He hadn't been drinking until 21 because he left and he was living on his own. He was living on my house. He didn't want to be here at my house anymore because he went out there to work. But he being a young kid, lost his girlfriend. That we had a cousin of his committed suicide, so he had a lot of stuff going on in his head. But now this is real to him, and he's learned his lesson. He's ready to be out here, and he needs to come out here and start working. He's gonna work for me, and he's gonna make money to pay for all this mess that he got himself into. Right now, we're paying the price. He's in there.
Why are you paying the price?
Well, we're paying the price for him because he's my son. And I'll give whatever I have to get him out of there.
Sorry, I really am.
He is not like the. I mean, I don't want to. He's not like all these other people, man. I'm sorry, my kid's not like that. He's not a drug addict. He doesn't abuse anything else. He messed up with the alcohol, being too young and not knowing what to do.
How do you know? How do you know?
I just know it. Know my son.
Okay.
He was living with me for a long time. That's how I know him.
And I understand and I respect it. Looking through the eyes of a father, I get this a lot. But when you have 3 DWIs in 3 different counties, judges have told you repeatedly what you can and what you can't do, and you repeatedly flaunt that and just don't. And you have shown us repeatedly you're going to do whatever you want to do, regardless of what a judge tells you. And I know that that's not what you want to hear, and I'm sorry, because I don't like to keep people in jail, but my only concern is public safety, And I know that you don't like to hear it, and it pains me to do it as a father myself as well. But I don't know how else to get him to realize that when you don't abide by court orders, this is what happens. And
You judge, you read people, you see people, you've seen my son. See him, and I'm telling you, he's not going to do this again. We want him out here so he can start working. He can work for me, and he start paying for his stuff. He does nothing. He does no good to anyone in there. I mean, he does no good to anyone in there.
But it does, though. Protects the public. What I'd like to do is, we've had him TRAS, right? Okay. So what we do is I have clinicians on staff who evaluate him and tell us what the proper course of action is. We've had our clinicians evaluate him, and
Substance abuse treatment facility followed by sober court.
what that is that it's a treatment facility that's kind of like a long-term rehab type facility where it teaches him how to deal with the issues, cope, and not use alcohol as a way to cope, as a coping mechanism. After he does that rehab, we have him going into sober court, which is a long-term, an 18-month program that supervises him by one of the actual judges here that keeps him under their wing and meets with them on 2 times a month, where he would come to court, meet with them to ensure that he's on the straight and narrow. While he's with me now, I can pay for it. If he's on the outside, I can't pay for anything.
That program with other.
Right. And unfortunately, we want to do that, but I can't do anything until those other 2 cases are resolved. The idea what Will had was you've got a lawyer in Fort Bend. You have to get a lawyer in Nueces. Once you do that, we can work together all as one unit to resolve all the cases at once. And then we get them into this program. And hopefully the other counties will see it, that this is what we want to do. We've got a long-term solution to help him keep sobriety. And it's okay.
Is this program, does that mean that he has to be incarcerated during the entire?
It's an inpatient treatment facility, correct?
He would go from custody and jail here straight to the treatment facility. So he wouldn't be incarcerated, but he would not be released in between. He would go straight to the.
It's not too terribly long. It's around a 6-month program, 6 to 8, 6 if you respond well. And after that, we let them out, and it's an aftercare program where he meets with us. He literally meets with the judge 2 times a month to ensure that he's on the, he's doing well. And if he does well, he gets rewarded throughout the program. They help him get his license back, help him job searches. So it's a really rewarding program. And the idea is to get him to recognize this at a young, early age now, before it spirals out of control at a later date, or either that or before you do some catastrophic damage where you're now ending up with a 40 or 50-year sentence. That's the goal.
The treatment facility is called SATF, SATF. It's an acronym.
It's Substance Abuse Treatment Facility, SATF. But we can't until Nueces is on board as well.
I'll talk with the family more, Judge.
You want to use all this money to get him out of jail. He needs a lawyer over there. The money, instead of getting him out, probably be better spent with a lawyer in Nueces, so that we can work all together to find a great resolution. Not just getting him out and hope he does well. We have the tools, and I can pay for everything for you. It's a $30,000 program that I'm willing to pay for you. Not to mention aftercare, which is probably another $15,000. So we are footing the bill for everything. But I can't do that if he's on the outside.
Jones, Caleb.
Okay.
I know that it's not the answer that you want to hear, but it may be a blessing in disguise. Work with me. I want what's best for your son. We're not here just to throw away the key. We don't want to do that. We want to help him. Sometimes it's better in the long term to sit in there, get him in the facility, than to just put him out and throw him out there in the wolves and hopes that he does well.
Okay. I'll talk to him further. Thank you, Judge.
Okay.